We will discuss the 3 phases of implementing a project finance program, starting from idea, moving to fundraising, and finally through execution and operations. So, as I like to call it, create the opportunity, secure the financing, and utilize the financing. Creating the opportunity is really the beginning step. This is where you think about what assets you have, what business you have, what opportunities exist in the world, and really, how can finance be utilized to get your asset more well adopted? Next, securing the financing. Coming with a concept and a design and a plan, this all gets put together into a financial model and a PowerPoint presentation that pitches the opportunity to various funders. And there are many funders available at different sizes, ranging from $500,000 or $1 million for the earliest ideas, up to $50 million plus to build early stage infrastructure assets. Finally, the often overlooked step is utilizing the financing. This financing needs to be utilized for it to make sense because it costs time and money to put a financing program together. So when you utilize it, you really need to make sure that the sales are there, the marketing is there, the operations are there, and everything is in place to take advantage of this program that you just built. It all starts with having a background on project finance fundamentals yourself, and for those on your team to have that as well. It helps to have a detailed definition of your financing goals as you begin, and working with the implementation team, which will be the operations team or construction team or deployment team at your company, to make sure that objectives and expectations are well aligned. Next, you want to start building the materials, both for internal clarity and to ultimately share with the capital providers. This is a slide deck outlining the business model and the financing opportunity, a basic financial model itself showing how the numbers work. How will money be coming in? How will it be repaid over time? And then introductions and engagement strategies for conversations with capital providers. You can think of this as form emails and templates and bullet points to talk through about how this program will work, what it means, and why it will be successful. Then, securing the financing. This includes engaging with the capital provider, outreach, through negotiations, through legal diligence, through documentation, through closing the deal. It also includes evaluation and selection of a capital provider and collaboration with all of your stakeholders and their stakeholders as well. An important part of securing this financing is getting through term sheet negotiations correctly, selecting good legal counsel, leading diligence efforts, and getting through closing. It also is very important to make sure that by this time you've developed, in partnership with your capital provider or internally, good ideas around underwriting, engineering review, asset review, finance operations. How's the money going to come in, be accounted for, go out? There are many compliance processes that your capital provider may require, such as debt service coverage ratio. This is where the amount of cash flow coming off the project is analyzed and compared to how much cash is needed to service debt. As long as the cash is within or above a certain range, for example, 1.2 times the amount of debt service, then the compliance metric is met. If not, the capital provider may have certain remedies that they can pursue. Now, to phase 3 of the process for setting up a project finance facility or getting yourself set up with financing. As I mentioned, this step is often overlooked because people get an idea for a financing program, put the concepts together, find a capital provider, work with them, secure a deal, only to find that they haven't invested enough time in educating the sales and marketing department or the operations department or the construction department around what's required to make this facility work. Training programs across all departments are very important, even departments that you may not think are associated with the financing. If this is a program that you've been putting into place at your company or with your clients, for sure, people will want to know about it. This is also the time to implement and test any policies and procedures that you should have been developing in phase 2. Policies around underwriting, risk analysis, project engineering review, processes around construction payment schedules and construction timelines. Then there are the facility considerations around utilization, drawdown, and repayment, and processes associated with all of these. Who will handle each of those steps? Who will handle facility compliance to assure that reporting and covenant compliance is in place? And who's handling the servicing of the loans and the leases? Who's handling operations and maintenance, repairs, customer service? Who handles any outbound payments or inbound payments? All of these things not only need to be determined, but put into practice. And that's all part of phase 3. It should be noted that at each of these steps, there's planning and preparation that perhaps should be taking place in the prior step. For example, you don't want to wait until you have a facility together to begin putting your underwriting processes together. Nor do you want to wait until you're talking to capital providers to start putting your Excel model or your pitch deck together. In each case, thinking about what will be required for the next step is very important.